Hi guys, welcome to HomeStudioSound.com. In this video, I'm going to show you what are the audio preferences that comes with Reason 4. So to get to the preference page, all you have to do is edit preferences. And you can see an option called page, which has general, audio, keyboards and control surfaces, advanced control and international options. So right now we are just dealing with audio preferences. You can see a setting called Master Tune. This is nothing but a slider which allows you to change values, but this controls the overall sound in Reason 4. Meaning you can have NNXTs or subtractors or any devices, but all the underlying sound is basically controlled from a Master Tune. You can consider, when you're recording tracks, you have something called as master track. So it's something like that. So it's normally advised that you never change this value and leave it as such, which is at 440 Hz. And the next one is the audio card driver. And audio card driver, I have options like these in my machine, and it's going to vary depending on what sound drivers you have in your machine. So I have an audio interface which is MBOX 2 Pro, and based on that you see a SEO MBOX 2 Pro which is selected here. And SEO is a great driver, and I recommend you to use any SEO drivers that you might have in the screen, and because it gives a great clarity in your sound, and it's also advised that you keep updating your sound drivers depending on which particular sound cards or devices you're using. So I'm using MBOX 2 Pro. And next is the buffer size. SEOs basically have its own settings, so which you don't have an option to do a buffer size here. Since it's an SEO, it's already having its own settings internally. But if you want to get to the more options, there's something called as control panel here, which allows you to kind of get in detail for that particular sound device. So you can see the name here, DigiDesign. MBOX 2 Pro is the audio device that I'm using, which is ultimately the sound device for me. And you can see here the buffer size, and you can change it here, which is normally set to 56, and you can just leave it. The more you see, say suppose you div select something else, I selected Connexent AMC Audio, which is my laptop sound card driver, and which allows you to change output the buffer size at 4096 samples. The more you have a buffer size, basically you're going to have more latency, which is here, the output latency. So if you increase buffer size, you can also see that output latency keeps growing, and which is not good, because you want to hear your sound intact as you hear it. It should just come out of the speakers in the same way. There should be no latency. And for people who doesn't know what latency is a delay which is caused, say a particular note, you will hear it after like 20-30 milliseconds, or if it's more latency, it can be even more than 200 milliseconds, which will be kind of non-sync to the particular song that you're hearing. So let me get back to my SEO MBOX 2 Pro driver. And latency compensation is nothing but a latency that is associated to your MIDI devices. Say suppose you have your keyboard, and you connect your keyboard and record your sounds from your keyboard. Latency compensation allows you to change values, which is like if you go up, the latency is going to be more. And so it's always advised that you keep your latency at the minimum, probably even 0 or 3 or something. And active channels are nothing but what are the number of channels that you have in your Reason 4. So if you click channels, you can see that there are many different channels that you have from your audio devices. Since I'm having MBOX 2 Pro, you can kind of channelize it either through all the options that you have. Say you have like a couple of ports in your audio devices, not devices maybe, but audio interfaces. For those audio interfaces, you will have like options like these that you can read, which is based on your particular audio interface, and each one has a 2-channel from which you can see the audio output here. Each one, the green here, which shows you that there are 2 channels in each of those. And a clock source. A clock source depends on the number of audio devices or audio interfaces you have. Right now, mine is just one Inbox 2 Pro audio interface that I have, and which is set to internal. But if you have more audio sources to come in, so then you have an option to select the main source, and what is the and other options where you can select as internal and stuff like that. So I have no other option except for just one particular audio interface I have. And this control panel, as I said before, is specific to the ACO Inbox or ACO drivers and options basically. And play in background is nothing but an option where you can hear the sound coming from your Reason sessions, even when you minimize your Reason application. For example, say now it's play in background and I close it. I'm going to play the song, which is like an orchestral demo that comes from Reason. Let me play it. See, I now minimize the Reason application, and the sound is still heard. So that's what play application in the background is meant for. And let me toggle that option and play it now and minimize it. You shouldn't hear any sound when I minimize it. So now I'm going to play it. Yep, there's no sound when you minimize it. And that's just a simple option. You can hear something that you have done in the background, and you can keep working in some other applications. And that's it. Those are the audio preferences that you have in Reason, and it's not much to learn, but these are just simple settings that you need to understand. Thank you.